Magic with the mic.
I don't know how he do it.
What up? What up? What up? It's your boy, Magic with the Mic, man. I'm back again with another reaction video. This one is about Yellowstone, and this is a topic I don't cover too often. I do a lot of research on this, but I don't cover it too often because people have their own thoughts and opinions and stuff, and it usually gets a little messy, but I don't give a shit. So, yeah, this right here, like, this is something that people don't really think about too often either, and this has been a speculation. This has been going on for a long time, like, so it's nothing really new. It might be new to a lot of people though, because a lot of people don't cover this or talk about this stuff. So, but that's where I come in. I don't care, you know what I'm saying? I put this shit out here regardless if people think I'm crazy or whatever, like, you know. So but Yellowstone, for the people that don't know what Yellowstone is or what it's about, it is a park. It's a national park right now. It's been a national park for a long time, but it's also home to one of the biggest supervolcanoes on the planet, and it's hundreds of thousands of years overdue for an eruption. And people have been, like, the scientists and stuff have been talking about this for a minute now. So I'm just here to put the information out there, as well as whoever makes these videos. So, you know, we gonna get into this shit, man, and see what's up. But I do want you guys to know also that when I do my videos, they're all authentic reactions. Like, I've never watched the videos before, you know what I'm saying, before, you know what I mean? Like, these are pre-recorded, we know that, you know what I'm saying, but I don't watch these videos before I do them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I find a video that piques my interest, you know what I'm saying, and if it piques my interest, I usually select it for my reaction picks. So that's how that goes. But we about to get into this shit.
I'm just noting what's super obvious.
Hey.
That's the caldera of a volcano, like this Yellowstone thing. We thought it was just this crazy place with hot springs. Like, no, that's a super volcano that is a continent killer.
Yeah.
A sleeping beast is about to
My pipe a
awaken.
little bit.
I'm merely calling for an acknowledgement of what we're watching, which is not.
A crack that's appeared on the supervolcano underneath Yellowstone National Park. And guess what? Scientists warn us this drastic change has amplified Yellowstone's sudden eruption risk by a whopping 320%. And when it happens, it'll be a catastrophe. So let's dive right in and uncover all the details. Norris Geyser Basin and Steamboat contributing to the increased risk. But before we get into the details, let's get you brushed up with some facts. Into the heart of Yellowstone's oldest thermal sanctuary, the Norris Geyser Basin, a blistering region with thermal features
turn my shit
dating
off for
back
noise
a
purposes.
jaw-dropping 115,000 years. Here, the temperature dares to scale to an astonishing 459 degrees Fahrenheit, just 1,000 feet beneath the surface. But there's more. Here resides the Steamboat Geyser, a true testament to Yellowstone's dynamic landscape. This towering 400-foot tall geyser used to be a rare spectacle, erupting occasionally with unpredictable pauses stretching between 4 days to 50 years. But hold on.
Why does he keep saying geyser? I thought it was geyser.
It's a week.
I don't know. Like that's what I thought. I thought if he's saying it correct, you know what I mean, let me know, because I don't know. Like, I thought it was geyser. I know it was geyser. I don't know. Maybe he's just saying it differently because he has a different accent. I don't know.
32 eruptions in 2018 shattered pre-records, only to outdo itself with an astonishing 48 eruptions the following year. Which begs the question, is this linked to the increase in the sudden eruption risk by 320%? Let's find out. As it turns out, the geyser's erratic behaviour is merely a fraction of the story. Scientists are captivated by the rhythmic dance of the basin itself. In an 8-year span, from 1996, an 18-mile-long strip rose nearly 5 inches, only to dip back down by almost 3 inches in the next 8 years. Then, out of nowhere, it surged up again. 0.9 magnitude earthquake shook the basin in March 2014. Stalling this magnitude earthquake shook the basin in March 2014. Powerful 4.9 magnitude earthquake shook the basin in March 2014, stalling this relentless uplift.
I had to run it back because
Since
you
then,
can see it.
the ground has oscillated between sinking and rising until 2019, when it finally
I know one of my
began to
viewers said
descend.
something about my time to
Yet
upgrade. Well, I
the
told him it was time to
basin
upgrade.
sits
He agreed.
proud,
Yeah,
about
it is.
5 inches taller than it did in 2000. But can there be another factor contributing? 120% increase, you wonder? Well, the hint is a supervolcano. Supervolcano means super destruction. A supervolcano eruption under Yellowstone National Park, unlike anything the world has ever witnessed. Supervolcano means super destruction. A supervolcano eruption under Yellowstone National Park would be unlike.
And just for the record, I want y'all to know too, also, if you didn't know, this is for the people that didn't know. If you know, good. But the super eruption from Yellowstone would be catastrophic, and it would wipe out 1/3 of the planet if it ever erupted. And that's the largest scale eruption though. Like, that would be like a full blown super eruption. It could, however, have some small eruptions, but even the small ones would be devastating. And if anything happened, like if there ever started to be small ones, like, I would be afraid of, imminent super eruption following at some point down the line. So that's something to think about. But that's all I wanted to say.
Anything the world has ever witnessed. The biggest natural threat to human existence
I thought I
Earth
pressed it. I didn't
is
press
posed by
it.
the 20 supervolcanoes that exist. The Yellowstone supervolcano has only erupted 3 times in the past 2.1 million years, despite scoring an 8 out of 8 on the Volcanic Explosivity Index. The 4th time might be sooner than you think. A 640,000-year-old eruption was the most recent. According to volcanologists, when that happens, an explosion will release toxic. The United States would disrupt electricity supplies all the way to the toxic gas that would destroy crops and disrupt electricity supplies. Explosion will release toxic gas that will destroy crops and disrupt electricity supplies all west. The United States would then experience insanely cold temperatures as a poisonous cloud would block the sun for years. It will be the greatest catastrophe since the dawn of civilization, according to the European Science Foundation. The worst part? Cracks have started to appear, literally. In 2018, Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming closed down because of a massive crack. Natural safety issue. Hidden Falls and Inspiration Point were closed, and park rangers carried out a risk assessment process.
Shit.
A source at the US Geological Survey claims that the rock face crack is a typical rockfall-related risk. The Yellowstone supervolcano, which last erupted hundreds of years ago and hurled 240 cubic miles of rock, ash and volcanic dust into the sky, as well as leaving a 34 by 50 mile...
Hold on, run that back to y'all.
a
Damn.
100-foot wide crack,
Hold
folks.
on, bro.
Cubic miles of rock, ash and volcanic dust into the sky, as well as leaving a 34 by 50 mile depression in the ground. Is
Damn.
close to Grand Teton National Park. We're talking about a 100-foot wide crack, folks.
Damn.
Supervolcanoes are an ultra-catastrophe that poses the threat of wiping out humanity. Yup, just like asteroids and nuclear or biological warfare, the world might be destroyed by the eruption. But is this being taken as seriously as it should be? No.
Literally just.
There will probably never be
Yeah,
a
yeah,
year
yeah, I
in
mean,
which no
I
one
digress.
dies in an aviation accident, but there contrast to volcanic programs, the Federal Aviation Administration, in contrast to volcanic programs, the federal of the world's population. In contrast to volcanic programs, the Federal Aviation Administration
Oh, I'm running
spends
back a
more
little bit
in
more
which a
on my
single
phone, yeah.
plane crash kills 10% of the world's population. In contrast to volcanic programs, the Federal Aviation Administration spends more than $7 billion a year on aviation safety, even though supervolcanoes will kill considerably than plane catastrophes over the long term. We have the ability to stop these terrible catastrophes, but we choose to
How?
ignore them. And by doing this, we expose
I
ourselves
ain't
to
gonna
dangers
lie,
we
I don't
cannot
even-
anticipate.
That I don't know how you're gonna
Massive
stop
active
that.
volcano is directly over Yellowstone National Park. Pay close attention to this. Although Yellowstone has been a national park since 1872,
Shit.
scientists didn't completely understand the volcano's size until the 1960s. They also didn't understand that it was fully living and still posed a threat of a catastrophic eruption. Yellowstone has eruptions that can be thousands of times more powerful than the 1980 Mount St. Helens explosion. Several feet of ash would cover the northern Rockies. Almost everyone in the United States would be covered with ash. Now geologists are curious to know what exactly is going on beneath all those hot springs and geysers of the national park. They naturally want to know whether Yellowstone will erupt again, when it will, and how badly. A giant eruption would be a low probability, high consequence event, the archetypal black swan with The issue for scientists is that these massive supervolcano eruptions The issue for scientists is that these massive supervolcano eruptions are extremely unusual.
Yeah, I'm in it back a little bit,
But it hasn't been ruled out completely. The issue for scientists is that these massive supervolcano eruptions are extremely unusual, and the most important thing to identify is hidden kilometers below the surface and involves chaotic forces, intricate chemistry, and mysterious geological features. Recently, the hidden architecture of Yellowstone was revealed by a research team. They simulated how lava rises from the center of the Earth and forms two sizable chambers of partially melted rock beneath the park's surface. These two magma chambers are piled one on top of the other, and there is non-melted rock between them. The lava emerging from the
This shit is crazy.
roughly 6 miles below the surface is created when it cools and hardens as it strikes non-melted rock between them. The lava emerging from the mantle of the Earth flows freely and contains little gas. The layer whose top is roughly 6 miles below the surface is created when it cools and hardens as it strikes a relatively cold crust. The upper magma chamber, which is located on top of the sill, is filled with explosive thick sticky magma that stores a lot of gas. it's comparable to a shaken, unopened soda can. You know how that goes. The new study describes how this two-tiered, geochemically varied architecture might have developed. One day, we may get a model snapshot showing the system as it will appear when there has been sufficient melting to cause a significant eruption.
Oh, man, I'm gonna stop this video right here. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video. It's a pretty long one, but yeah, like this stuff, man, this stuff is scary, but it's stuff that we needed to know, man. Like, so I'm putting it out there. It's already out here, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with learning about it. But yeah, that's it for this episode, man. Junk Mail. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think about Yellowstone and it being a super volcano. And if you didn't know, and now you know. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people know. So, but I'm out. But that's it, man. I'm out, man. Peace out.